Hello, and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our Golden Horde, the Great Horde, in Europa Universalis 4. We appear to have a fully occupied and bankrupt Commonwealth on our hands, and just kind of moving around, looting him a bit while we wait for the French to finally decide they don't want to participate in this war anymore. At the very end of the last episode, I was kind of commentating a little bit about how I feel about the looting system. I don't know. A couple more thoughts came up. I did a few other things in between episodes, so the reason I'm kind of like revisiting the previous episode's comments or thoughts is just because it's still fresh in my mind since I don't know. I've been thinking about it. So how could we make it better? How cool would it be if I had the power to make it better? You know what I need to do? I've decided. By the way, it's completely unrelated to EU4, but people seem to really enjoy when I go on my little tangents, which I'm going to do. One thing I've noticed, for example, let's just talk about the loot system again. The AI is completely oblivious to the loot system. They pay zero attention to the loot available in a province. It never ever factors into their decision about where to park their armies. Any troop movement that you see going on right now is just completely unrelated to it. What, he's got 35k troops standing in the capital of Poland because that's the capital of Poland, Commonwealth, whatever. That's it. He's not looking for loot. And part of the reason for that is that it's difficult, right? It's difficult to program the logic for like where should the armies go? Where do you send them so that they can actually like make some profit? So a couple things come to mind for me at least. Well, okay, I gotta kind of backtrack here. I'm getting all off topic again already. But I guess let me finish that thought first, and then I'll come back to the other thing. It would be really cool if the AI was smart enough to use some sort of basic logic, you know. There's nothing to siege, ergo, or therefore, find a province with loot and park your army there. That would be pretty cool. But beyond that, talking about something else entirely, is that I've made the decision in my head that I am going to commit to learning how Python works. I want to learn how to code. I want to be able to do stuff, and this all stemmed from my recent desire to find out finally, after 3-some years, how to completely automate the process of uploading YouTube videos. Right? Like I've already. Let me just walk you through a little bit of my process right now. I upload in bulk, right? I upload a number of videos using the individual, like the YouTube uploader, right? You go to youtube.com. There's a little button you click upload video, done. And a long time ago, you could only upload like 1 or 10 at a time. Now you can queue up as many as you want. So if I have a huge recording session, I record 25 videos in one day, which has actually happened before. I think my record is like 30-some videos in a single session. I recorded for like 17, 18 hours straight once, which is a bit crazy, actually. But anyway, so you can just queue them all up, right? Tell them all upload. They all get uploaded on your YouTube account. You can specify whether or not you want to have specific tags turned on by default in your videos, which is I find not useful because while there are some tags I want on every video, there are other tags that are specific to a certain video. So there's still always going to be an individual component to the process of tagging and identifying which tags should be on which videos, right? Like I could tag, for example, I could have a default tag set on every video, no matter what, and just make it like Arumba. Which makes sense, but I'm still going to have to go through the process of tagging every EU4 video with tags related to EU4, right? So if I'm always going to have to do this system, this process of tagging, why bother setting default tags? It makes no sense. Like I could just have the default tags as part of the text file, and that's actually the way that I do it, is I create the tags and the description for a series when I first record the episode, the very first episode, and then I just paste those tags on every video of that series as I upload them, right? And there is a feature in YouTube where you can do bulk edits, right? So you can bulk edit 20 videos at once and say apply these tags to these videos. Great, sounds good, yeah. Now there's no real opportunity or option whatsoever for automating the process of scheduling, which is really highly irritating. So I do have to individually schedule every single video, but I've found ways to make it a little bit less tedious, a little bit more quick to be done. Ooh, Punjab just did something cool. But beyond that, so that's part of the process, right? So we've done those things, yes. And then what else? What else do we do? This all stems back to the looting system of the game, and I will get back there. Oh, right. So yeah, I've committed to learning Python because I've learned that there are ways using Python and other programming languages to do FTP type like scripts and stuff that will basically, my goal, long story short, just to actually try to finish this topic sometime in the next hour. I want to get it to the point where instead of even having to go through step A, open up the YouTube interface and tell it to upload these videos, I want to just record videos, and then I'm going to set something up so that they will automatically go from the output folder where OBS or whatever software I end up using, because that may not be true at the time of this video. That's what I'm using right this second, but I may change. I've changed many, many times over the last 4 years. But so there's always an output video, right? The raw video output. Sometimes, depending on the software you use, you may or may not need to do post-processing. You might need to re-encode it to reduce the file size, or you might need to re-encode it for any number of other reasons. Maybe you want to add an intro or an outro or whatever. Maybe there was a bug you needed to splice two videos together, which is actually easier with FFmpeg, by the way. Another revolt over here. Let's see if these guys are actually smart enough to just... Yep, there they go. Yeah, I'm not helping you with that one. That's your problem, bastard. But anyway, back to my topic, which I seem to be incapable of completing. Eventually, I'm going to get to the point where I want to have my raw output videos go into a folder, and then the only step I want to take is I just want to finish my recording session of X number of hours, and then I'm just going to grab those files and I'm going to dump them into a different folder, right? The folder which says, at least in my head here, I am ready to commit to uploading these to YouTube. Like, they're ready for processing. You know, I'm done. Nice, I think this is the second time we've bought Monarch points recently for money. I like it. And what I would like to have happen is, and this is why I've committed mentally to learning how to code in Python. I think Python's going to be the right one. A lot of the resources I found on YouTube's guides and stuff related to Python. So I don't know. Python seems like a good starting point. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people in the comments down below saying, no, that's wrong. It's the wrong one. You should use a different language for this reason and then this reason and then this reason. And I'll be like, oh, okay. And then I'll try to learn that one, and then people will say, no, that's the wrong one. You need to learn this one. I already have it in my head. I'm committed to the idea that I'm never going to be able to find the actual right one. But anyway. So anyway, continuing back to what I had said, I'll move the files into a folder that says, okay, I'm mentally ready to commit to uploading these. These are done. They're processed. They're encoded. They're ready. And then what I want my script to do is to just use the FTP type stuff to automatically upload those videos to YouTube without me having to use the web uploader. And then it'll just sort of show up on my YouTube account is the goal. We have looted the crap out of Poland, by the way. Sorry, Commonwealth, let me get it right. While I've been just sitting here ranting about nothing. All stemmed from the looting mechanic, by the way. So yeah, we're looting the crap out of them. And the Ottomans, I don't know why this 12 stacks over here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is actually marching around and looking for loot. I highly doubt it, though. So once the files are uploaded to YouTube, then the script will also move the files out of that folder so they don't accidentally get, like, re-uploaded somehow. I don't know if you need some sort of a failsafe, I would assume, to prevent that kind of problem. But, you know, it would sequentially go through and upload them, preferably in chronological order, so that the episodes were kept correctly. Because that is one thing that I do need to do. I've never figured out a way to make OBS rename files specifically how I want. They always end up coming out like some jargon of blah plus the timestamp of when the video was recorded, which is fine because, you know, you could see when they were recorded and you just batch rename them and it's no problem. But it would be cool. But anyway, so they get uploaded and then they get moved to another folder which says they're processed, and then I save them for a period of time. Now, there's going to be some of you who may be surprised to hear this, but shockingly, I have not kept all 9,850 of the videos that I've uploaded. I usually keep them for a few weeks, if not months. I had at 1.6 terabytes of storage, then one of my drives failed, now I only have 4 terabytes of storage, which is tons of space. I could store a couple 2, 3, 4,000 of my videos at any given point, but there's just no real point to it, is what I'm realizing. Like, these are not the kind of, like, videos that I need to keep for eternity, because my channel's different. It's not different. It's not the same as a lot of other channels. You know, I don't create one video a month that I should retain for long-term purposes. in case YouTube goes bankrupt or something. Who knows? I actually ended up talking about that toward the end of my last agenda video, by the way. But so I don't need to worry about that. So, like, when I think about it, if I were to somehow, I don't know, not be allowed to upload videos to YouTube anymore, then I would just try to somehow connect with my audience, the subscribers to the channel, and try to get them to go somewhere else. I'd either, create another account, or I'd try to direct everyone towards Twitch, and then I would just continue doing what I'm doing on a daily basis, which is not re-uploading 10,000 videos. So, anyway, I don't keep my videos. But I keep them for a period of time. So the videos would be moved to the processing folder, then they would get uploaded, then they would get moved to the processed folder, and then they would get kind of segregated out by category into the various folders of the different series that I'm doing at one time. And then after a period of time, when I've determined that I no longer need those files, I would go through and just manually delete them, which I don't mind doing. So anyway, I plan on learning Python, is I guess where that all comes down to. Since all of the other creator tools that make automation simple are only allowed for the big, huge networks that steal people's money. Is what I've found online. There's all kinds of resources you'll find that say, oh, just use the content delivery tab on your YouTube channel. And I look for it, and it says, there's no content delivery tab. What the hell are you talking about? You come to find out, you have to have the content ID system to use that, which means that you have to be like a multi-channel network or a record studio or something to get applied and approved for that kind of stuff. So they keep all the good stuff for the big channels and the big fish, and they don't give any of it. Look at this, we've looted for so long that there's new loot now. The loot is recovering. I could go back here and I could loot again. Or I could wait a few months and let it get all the way back up to full, and we could just loot him forever. That would be fun. This is actually one of the things that I'm really excited about playing the Mew and Taxes mod for, because the loot system is really, really boring in vanilla EU4 compared to the loot system that has already been showcased in Mew and Taxes 2.0. I'm going to continue to talk about Mew and Taxes a ton, by the way, because I cannot wait. I would practically pay this man to let me play it right this second. I don't care if it's an alpha, a beta. He told me just last night that the actual mod pack itself is probably a solid 2, 3, 4 months away from actually being released. So that's a long time. But I don't care. I want to play now. Just let me play it. We needed all this land, right? I think I determined that I do need all of this land. I need down to here. Yeah, I don't know, though. I'm getting the impression that this is still going to be a... Oh, I don't need that one. That's one less province we can take. Brings us a little bit closer. I guess we're just waiting for people to peace out. I mean, the Papal State... Okay, Ottomans are going after the Papal State. That's cool. Problem is, I'm concerned if I peace out the Papal State, that 33 stack's gonna get black flagged. He does have military access here, but that won't... He'll have to bring his army home before he can go use it again. Whatever. Let's just peace this guy out. We got 20 war score. We'll take all of his ducats. Actually, we might not. I'm only gonna get 39 of it. That's fine. We'll take it. We'll take the war reps as well. I still need to reinstall that bigger PC UI. Haven't gotten around to doing that. I mean, just look at how stupidly small this little summary screen is. Paradox! Please, stop making games for 720p resolutions. This is the year's 2016. It's gonna be 2017 in like 2 weeks. Come on, no one uses 720p anymore. People are doing, like, 1080p is the standard. People are already looking into the 4K resolutions, and there are people who are doing 4K gaming at like 120 frames a second. Like, come on, stop supporting 720p. It's just downright silly. I don't know. Maybe I'm not being fair. Maybe the metrics are different than I'm assuming. But when I think of people who are playing EU4, I know there's a lot of people who do play on laptops, which I can't imagine doing, by the way. It would just be too slow for me. But I don't know. I guess with a laptop, you would definitely need to have 720p support. But if they're going to do that, here's... Okay, fine. I will concede this argument, and I surrender. I give up. However, how about we do this? Let's make Clausewitz 3.0 and use dynamically scaling interfaces instead of this whole XY coordinate nonsense that they've been using for the last decade. How about we do that? Let's enter the 21st century and actually use, scalable interfaces. And then I wouldn't complain so much, because you could just, like... How cool would it be? Just imagine, right? You're playing the game, this game, right now, as is, and there's a little thing here, just like any other program in Windows. You can just, like, click, make it bigger, and then have that setting saved to your user settings file, whatever. And then every time you play the game from then on, it'll always be open to that point. So that not every single time you open it, you have to rescale it, but every single time, it'll always be there. How amazing would that be? It would be amazing. That's how amazing. Anyway, so the Papal State's gone, which means we may have gained, or did we lose? I think we actually gained war score. I think there's still plenty of unoccupied forts there. And as expected, I black flagged this guy. This army is not black flagged, so maybe he'll actually be able to get to France. I suppose, I mean, he has military access through Ferrara. Is there some reason Savoy is, he grants, okay, so hold on, the Ottomans have conditional military access right now through Savoy. Just suicide that leaderless army. Just send him up, go after the French. Do it, just do it. Come on, Ottomans, do it. Anyway, have I talked about all the things that I wanted to talk about? I don't know if I did or not. I talked about how I wanted the AI to be smart enough to loot, and they're not. I talked about how I'm going to learn Python so that I can try to automate my my upload system. Because again, for the last 3, almost 4 years now, I have uploaded over almost 10,000 videos, and I've done every single one of them through the web uploader, which feels a little silly. Right. So, okay. The very initial topic in this episode, I think, was like, how could we improve the loot system? So, a couple things came to mind for me. One would be to program the AI to care about loot, and then give us a button we could press, similar to Suppress Rebels, that says, like, you know, seek loot. And they would just do exactly what I'm doing, which is to just kind of move around and, you know, be ignorant of enemy armies. It would be a very dangerous setting to have on if you weren't in a secure position, but you could just say, you know, go loot, and they would just move around and find provinces and do whatever. And also, while they're at it, they should improve the Suppressed Rebel system here. Where did this army go, by the way? I had a 25 stack. No, you're not. Okay, there's a perfect example of a feature that needs to get improved. They actually did decide to path all the way back to help out the Persians. The Persians have already taken care of it, but they're still going to Basra. The stack in question is gone, but they're not going to turn around until they get there. And they're going to march through the mountains, through bad supply, even though they don't need to. And there's still no system in place to like restrict how far they're willing to travel for suppression. But like, okay, on that topic, like the suppression system could also further be improved such that they would automatically seek out provinces that they could suppress the unrest down to 0 in, right? So say I have 2 provinces and 20,000 troops, and each province has 2.5 unrest. I have enough troops to suppress the unrest down to 0 at full maintenance. But there's just no way. The automatically suppress rebels button does nothing to do that. You have to manually move the army there, manually split it up, tell them to do stuff. But how cool would it be if the army just automatically split up and parked half of the troops in each location and suppressed the rebellion? That would be amazing. And along those lines, we could have them do this thing where they move around and they loot stuff. It'd be great. Or, and I like this idea maybe a little bit better, instead of having individualized loot in provinces, what if we revamped the loot system altogether? I'm just spitballing here, because all of this comes down to the concept of, I want to learn Python, which the next stage after that is, I want to learn more about Mu and taxes and how this guy's doing all this stuff, because it was really cool. And the third step beyond that would be, what if I made my own game someday? What if I actually learned enough coding that I could be the guy to just, like, have these ideas and then do them? That would be so cool. I mean, it's a pipe dream, I know, but maybe it's not. Maybe I could actually learn. Maybe I could find the time to do that. But yeah. So if I did that, yeah. So anyway, back to this idea, just this spitball idea. What if instead of having individualized province loot, what if it just did this? It said, okay, the Commonwealth has this much development, therefore the loot pool is this big, right? So instead of having 6 loot in Turov, it just said, okay, 6 plus Minsk plus Mazar. So basically, whatever their development is, that's the loot of the country. And how about instead of having to move your armies around manually, or creating that system where the AI is smart enough to move armies around that you could press a dangerous button to have them auto-loot, what if just the process of being in their land slowly drains from their loot? Doesn't matter which province you're in. You could be in this province and there's no loot functionally, as of the current version of the game. There's no loot in this province, but there's like 600 total loot in the entire country, and so As long as you have troops in their borders, you're draining loot. How much simpler of a system would that be? Honestly, I feel like they could remove this whole interface, and they could just have it somewhere else. They could just, I don't know, put it somewhere else. Just say the total loot of the it just seems so much simpler. And it also, I don't know, it's just an idea. Just another one of my random ideas that I've had. I need to peace out France. France, stop being in this war. You're such a jerk. Just ruining my ability to peace this guy out. I mean, the Commonwealth is he's already bankrupt, for crying out loud. Can't we just kick him out, please? Also, I have claims down here. You know what? We're gonna have 2 wars. I don't want to wait any longer. I'm tired of this. This is just not gonna happen. Plus, I don't have claims on all of it. We're gonna uncheck these ones that I don't have claims on. And we're just gonna go for less, as much as I can, on things that I have claims on. Because this is taking too long. And we're gonna have to do it in 2 wars. So Smolensk is a province I have claim on that has a fair bit. And this is also worth a whole lot less war score this way too. But let's be a jerk and cut him off if we can. Nice. Wait, that wasn't... Damn it. Well, these are already cut off. If I have to take a province we have no claim on, I'd probably prefer to take this one to block the Ottomans. Assuming they don't desire it. They do. I don't care. It's mine. You can't have it. Jerk. And even though you're bankrupt, I wouldn't mind taking war reps. Alright, instead of taking that province, let's just take the war reps. I actually really don't want to piss the Ottomans off. Yet. And why does the shift button... I know it goes to max. Why can't you, like, control left click to just automatically go to the amount that they would be willing to pay? Why do I have so many complaints? Alright, whatever. Peace deal. Done. Alright, cool. I'm gonna take a break here. Do please take the time to let me know what all of your thoughts are, because I'm assuming many of you have thoughts, because this is a very different type of video. I spent, I'd say, 80 to 90% of my mental energy not even thinking about the game. Just thinking about everything but the game. It was all just sort of a game is happening in the background. More of a, not rant. Rant isn't really the right term for what just happened, but more of a ramble video. So do let me know what your thoughts are, and I look forward to reading them. I'll see you again in the next episode. See you soon.